Hey guys, Neo here, and welcome back to another open broadcaster tutorial, kind of. Today we're going to be in Photoshop, and I'm going to go through the process of creating a very, very simplistic overlay to add to your streams. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to do today. Before we begin, I thought I would apologize for my lack of videos. I have been deathly ill past couple of months. I've had pneumonia, and I couldn't talk without breaking into a coughing fit that was so bad that my entire torso would cramp up. It was absolutely freaking horrible. I mean, you have no idea. Oh my god, did it suck. Anyway, but I am feeling better. I'm not 100%, but I'm not coughing nearly as bad. I can talk. There might be an occasional cough, maybe a sneeze, and for that I apologize, but you know, it is what it is. So, right. Beyond that, let's jump right in. I already have Photoshop open down here. Now, this tutorial is designed, I am doing it in Photoshop, but why is, what is that? No, that can go away. No. Okay. I am doing it in Photoshop, but the techniques that I use here should work for pretty much most modern graphics editing software. I am going to go ahead and drop the cam, that way you can see the full screen and not this mug right here, or yeah, this mug, not this mug, but I think I'll drink from this mug. Okay, so anyway, let's do that, and what we're gonna do is whatever your resolution you're streaming is, what I suggest that you make the overlay in. So if you're streaming in 720p, then make a 1280 by 720 overlay. 1920 by 1080, whatever. So let's start out. I'm going to do title this overlay tutorial. And we do not want 3600. No, sir. We want 1920 by 1080. Look at that right there. Beautiful. Excuse me, I apologize for that. All right. So, hit OK. There's our brand new shiny new document, and look, it's an overlay. It's transparent. That works, right? No? No. Okay. Well, there's a couple different ways to make one that's very, 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 very simple. You're going to just come down here, use a rectangle tool or something like that, and we can just drag a rectangle out here. I recommend dragging it just a little bit over the edge. And kind of keep in mind the size of your screen, and I am totally skipping a step here. Hold on, let's go ahead and delete that. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Let's start this over, shall we? Okay, new. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so first thing you want to do is, which will help you out a lot, it's not required but I highly recommend it, is you want to go to view and go to rulers, turn those on. And that way you can pull out some grid lines, which hopefully you can see that. They're not snapping. Why is that not snapping? Snap 2 is on. Snap is on. Rulers are on. Show. Huh. I don't know. Okay. So, yeah, drag it out. And when you hit the center of your document, it should... there we go. Snap. So this will help you kind of... kind of gauge out your screen and the sizes you want. It also makes things nice and easy to gauge for your viewing area and everything else. The next thing you're going to want to do, whoops, is not that, but that works, whatever. Okay, let's maximize that back up. What? Can we get back in the window, please? Please. Thank you. It's been a while since I've been in Photoshop. Oh, sick thing kind of put a crimp on me. Doing a lot, to be honest. So, drag that there. Drag this there. And these are just general guidelines. I mean, you can use this. You don't have to, but I like to do it just so I can have some form of symmetry and, kind of see what I'm doing. The next thing I would recommend doing is finding a screenshot to work with of the game that you stream the most, or any game really. So for this, we're going to go into I think I need to clean out my C drive. What do you think? Leave me a comment. All right, I'm going to go into my Steam folder where it puts the screenshots, if I can actually remember where on my computer I have that installed. That's always fun. You know what? Let's cheese it. Let's do this. Open up Steam, go to screenshots, and I have a screenshot from Skyrim because I just got done recording some Skyrim earlier. So we can use that if... Oh right, I have to actually unlock the parental thingy, my bobber, my jigger. Okay. Now we can go to screenshots. There we go, that'll work. So let's view show on disk. Yeah, there we go. Close that, close that. Don't care about Steam's deals. Let's grab a screenshot, which you can't see at the moment because they're on my other monitor, but trust me, there is a folder of screenshots there. Oop, see? Okay, we're good. Let's grab this one and drag it on in. Boom. There we go. Now we have a screenshot to work with. And it doesn't seem to be fitting perfectly, does it? There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So not only does that make the lines show up a little bit easier, shows some contrast, but it also gives us something to look at while we're working on our overlay. Excuse me. And if it's a game that has UI elements, you can plan accordingly for how you want to design the overlay. Since my Skyrim is bare bones and UI elements only show up when they are needed, not the best example for that, but it'll do for now. It'll do, donkey. It'll do. So, easiest way to make an overlay, just a basic one. Let's change this color, shall we? Let's go with white. Honestly, is to use your rectangle tool. I think most programs has a rectangle tool. And you can drag that out. You don't have to be precise with it, actually. Like that. And then we can just adjust it a little bit there so it's actually covering the whole thing. Good. Okay. So we have a line at the top. That line at the top, now we could do a lot of things with just it. You can put your name in it, all your information. We can just, go into blending options or whatever your specific software has. So you can add, a stroke so it stands out a little bit, add a drop shadow. We can bevel it if we really want to. Let's see, how does that look in a second. And then, stain it, color overlays. I use color overlays a lot. I'll do a kind of a neutral color like this white or a gray or a black. And then I actually use this quite a bit if I'm just going for a static color. You have gradient overlays, all kinds of stuff that you can do to that one little bar. Other things you can do, which we're going to go into right about now, is, you can pull out another shape, another rectangle. We say, I don't know, let's say right there to right there. No, would be 7? 18, there we go. Okay, on the 18 line. Boom. Pull that out. So we can, you're probably going, hey, that's just a square. All we're doing here is working with rectangles and squares. Well, yeah, that's true. But this is an easy way of doing things. Trust me, you'll see where this is going. I promise. Now, with that out, we can go up here to Edit. We can go to Transform Path and choose Distort. We can grab this, pull this in, say, we want it to be a full triangle? We could do a full triangle. No, we'll just do a 45-degree angle. 45-ish there. And we'll just go up here and actually even it out to 45 exactly. Then we can come over here to this corner, drag it over, do a 45-degree angle and try to even it out because I really flubbed it up. Okay. And so now we have an interesting kind of shape right there. And we look at that, it kind of blends together. Let's go ahead and hide this grid for the moment. Go rulers. Whoops. Not what I wanted. My name's Neo, and I'm trying to do a tutorial, and I don't know exactly what I'm doing, because, yeah, that's it. I don't turn these things on that often, to be honest, guys. There we go. Now, as you can see, we have kind of a cool shape going on here, which makes it a little bit more interesting, and we can drag that shape around, and I like putting it below. Yeah. Now we can, position it however we want. We can duplicate it. We can do all kinds of things. From here, it's not quite even, is it? Well, it'll do for the example, I suppose. From here, what we can do is select both of those layers, and then we can merge those shapes into one solid shape. Cool, right? Now, what I would do is I would go in here, rasterize layer, so it's actually one solid piece. And then we can go into blending options again, and we can go ahead and turn on our stroke, because I do like having a stroke. It adds just a little bit of definition. And we'll go ahead and turn on our drop shadow too. I know it's not probably showing up very well for YouTube, but it when you're streaming, it does define the edges a little bit crisper, makes them a little clearer, and can draw the eye. One of the things you're doing is you're wanting to draw attention to your overlay, but you're not wanting to take away from your game. And it's kind of a hard balance to do, but it takes a little bit of setup and a little bit of prep and playing around to finding out what works for you, but it can be done. So now we have that. Cool, right? Let's go ahead and duplicate that layer, and then we're going to go up here to filter, and we're going to add some what do we want to do? Let's do some rendered clouds. Whoa, that's not what we want to do. Derp. We want to go to new layer, new style. What do we want? The layer, color gradient pattern. No, adjustment. No. You know what? We just want to take this shape and make a mask, like so. So now, if I go up here to render filter, render clouds, there we go. All right. So that looks kind of like crap, right? Right, I know it does, but we just want that to play with. So we turn the opacity down a little bit. I accidentally grabbed fill there, so it just adds a little bit of grunge, a little bit of dirt to what we have underneath. Now let us go and play with the colors on that just a little bit, tiny bit. We'll go with the color overlay. See, that already looks pretty cool, but I'm not a huge fan of red. So what we're going to do, we're going to drag this down, find a nice color blue that I like, such as that. And we're going to click OK, and we might turn down the opacity on that overlay just a little bit. So that right there looks good to me. And let's do a gradient overlay. See how it darkened up that area just a little bit? That works. Okay. Now, what we want to do is, like I said, this is going to be a simple overlay. We're just going to put some text on text here. We're going to make a new layer. I'm just going to hit Control-Shift-N on Photoshop, which is the new layer. Boom. Okay. Not necessary, because this should create a layer on its own, but it is, we're doing it my way. So we're just going to drop a little text in here, and we're going to put our name, NeoCryptor, and we're going to make sure the font is not too big. There we go. Boom. Done. Now, that's okay. But again, we can do better, right? Where did my font layer? Oh, there it is. That's kind of spiffy look right there, too. Yeah. Okay, so let's go up to our font and go back into blending options. Let's go ahead and let's see how it looks. No, that looks like crap. Add a drop shadow, make it stand out a little bit more, and if you want, go ahead and do a stroke, which really makes it kind of pop out there. Bam, like that. Bam. That's trademark. Bam. Just kidding. Okay, so now we have our name on it. Cool. People know who we are. That is awesome. But what else do we want to do? Again, we can do another text layer. Come up here, drag this out. Say there. And we can put check us out. on Twitter. Yeah, because everyone does Twitter, isn't that right? You tweet, tweetily tweet, something like that. Check us out on Twitter. Do that. Not really too keen on the color of the font for that. One thing to keep in mind also is your fonts. You want to make them interesting, but you don't want to make them so interesting that they detract from what you're doing on the screen. And you also want to make sure that they are legible. Some fonts look really cool, but they are just really bad to use for things like this. So, when you find a font that you like, you might want to just play with it a little bit before you say, yes, I'm totally going to use this. And decide if it's going to be readable, if it's going to work is the main thing there. So, anyway, follow us on Twitter. I don't like that color. That's right, I was going to change that color because, oh my god, that is like so atrocious. Oh my god. Alright, let's just make that, yeah, like that. That's good. Make it a nice white color. And then what we can, obviously we need to go and put our Twitter handle up here. In my case, that's really simple. So simple. It's amazing. @NeoCryptor. And I think this font does not have an @ symbol, so it probably just resized us. Yeah, okay, it did. So let's go in here. Maybe change the font up a little bit. Again, completely up to you. That font does not work for me. Let's just go with this. Whoa! And let's turn the size back down. 18? Too small. 24? Yeah, 24. That works. @NeoCryptor. And then to save time, I'm going to copy our layer style from here and just paste it right on there like that. Bam! But that doesn't really make it stand out, so we're going to want to edit that a little bit more, maybe change that color up again to something that says, look at me, because this is where you need to be. Maybe a green or something. Oop. Drag that over just a little bit. So, basically, what information you want to display is up to you. That also will kind of dictate the size of the overlay and the layout to an extent. I'm a big fan of dynamic text. So behind this, I would do something like, new layer, and drag it below the other rectangles. And then I'm going to change this to gray, just jump the gun a little bit there. Oops, cancel. Okay. And then I'm going to do something like this. So it's a little bit smaller than our overlay. It hangs out behind the overlay. And then we're going to turn that opacity down. Way down. But not so down that you can't tell that there's nothing there. Okay, so something like that. Oops. I keep doing that, sorry. And then we're going to go ahead and do that stroke thing again. And we're going to go ahead and do that drop shadow thing again. And then to add a little flare, I like to go in and maybe turn on just a smidge glow. And we'll make that an outer glow, though. Where is it? Outer glow. And we're going to change that color from yellow to a nice blue tint. A nice blue tint. Hi, laddie. And then we're going to maybe just turn it up just a wee bit. Like that, right there. Adjust the spread just a wee bit. Like that, right there. And if I don't stop talking like this, people aren't going to take me seriously now, are they? Or I'm going to offend someone. Yeah, I'll probably end up offending someone. Maybe turn the opacity down. Okay, so now go down here and click down here and see how this looks. Okay, so we have, definitely some kind of little panel right there, and my dynamic text would be flowing right there, like through these. I might put a little marker on it saying, let's see, right about here, like so. Donors. And that's below the rectangle. We want it above the rectangle. And I'll pull this out just a little bit because we're going to crank that up just a bit. Maybe make that 30. Okay, good. right there, and then you could have all your donors, streaming across tier, which was what I would do. And then over here, I'd put like my top donator or maybe the any other information I want to put. Okay, so we have a basic overlay now. It looks pretty good in my opinion. I mean, it's not super fancy, but it doesn't need to be. I mean, they're not there to look at your art. They're there to see what you're doing and how you're doing it, and maybe enjoy your stream, watch you play, watch you do your tutorials live, Q&As, whatever. They're not there explicitly for your overlay. So that being done, we can do a couple different things. I like to separate things out into elements. A lot of people just make one static overlay and one graphic and call it good. So like if I wanted to say have my webcam in there, and have a frame around my webcam, I'd have to decide where I want it and then kind of how much of the screen real estate it's going to take up. In our case, we're not doing a very big one, so right there would be a horrendous spot for it, but we move that around wherever the heck we damn well please. So like I could say drop it down here like that, and then again turn that opacity down just a little bit. Your webcam's going to be taking over that spot, but so it's not really necessary to turn it down, but I like to do it anyway. So what we can do here is if you're planning on wanting to have, like, say, a border, obviously you're not going to have your webcam take up that entire box. You're going to use it as a framing mechanism. So what we can do is we can go into blending options again. And we can go with, where is what I'm looking for, color pattern overlay. Look at the bubbles. Look at the bubbles, Double D. I like bubbles. Shut up, Ed. Okay, and then we can choose a pattern. I don't have any anything but stock patterns loaded at the moment, so any which way around it, this part is going to look absolutely atrocious, but it will get the point across. So we are going to work with it anyway. Let's just find something that tries not to look super horror bad. Awesome. You know what? Let's go with some zebra print. And scale it up. Yeah, there we go. Some zebra print. Yay! And then we can add a drop shadow on it, and our stroke, etc. Okay. And then we can throw on that outer glow thing like we did up above. Change it to a nice blue or whatever color you so desire. I like blues and greens myself. Crank the size up a bit so it stands out. Boom. And actually, we can get rid of that atrocious pattern. I can't take it, guys. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. Okay, let's go back to the stroke, and we're going to make this an inner stroke instead of outer. Why? Because we can. We're going to turn it up just a little bit. Oh, I apologize. I'm so sorry. I should probably maybe have made people sign a waiver if I blow your eardrums out from coughing. I'm not responsible. Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, sorry about that. So we can use the stroke to kind of frame in the webcam, give this more of a a framey look. Center. Yeah, that works. That'll be good. Okay. And then you can have something down here like, whatever. But for the purposes of today, this will do. So this is our overlay. Pretty simple, right? Doesn't look half bad. It will definitely get the job done. So you're going to want to make sure that you turn off your screenshot. Otherwise, you're going to not have an overlay. You're going to have a screenshot with pictures on, but with the graphics on they made. Then we're going to hit, we're going to save it. I just hit Control S, and we're going to put it, I'm just going to put it on the desktop. I feel lazy today. Overlay tutorial. That way we can come back to it later. Yeah, compatibility, blah, 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 blah. Then we're going to hit Control Shift S, or go up to File, Save As. Either way works. Same thing. I'm big on hotkeys, personally. And then we're going to go down here to PNG. We're going to save this as a PNG. And we'll keep it as overlay tutorial. And now it's going to pop up a little option here. It should be popping up a little option. There we go. And you don't really need to mess with anything here. You can just hit OK and call it good. Now it's going to save that out. So we're going to close Photoshop, and over here, as you can see there on my desktop, there's our thing. Well, how do we get that in? I already showed you, but we will show you again. Hey, look, we got picture within a picture within a picture. How awesome is that? Ooh, spiffy. So I already have an image added here. If you don't know how to do that, go back and check out my other tutorials. Pretty simple. You just do all right, clickety, click, click, clack. So I'm going to go ahead and just choose properties on this, and we are going to browse to where we have that file, which is on our desktop, which is overlay tutorial. And we're going to make sure that's selected, and we're going to hit OK. And make sure it's turned on, and look at that right there. Now let's turn on our webcam. Hi! We're going to edit scene. We're going to grab said webcam, drag it on over into this spot, like so. And we have a nice little webcam frame. Hi guys, how you doing? This is Neo, and then so let's add some dynamic text, right? So we have something streaming up here with our donors. All right, so edit scene. Let's turn that off. Add text. We'll call this donor stream. Arial's fine for now because we really just kind of want to get the text going and flowing. And oh, whoops. Go back to properties because I'm a dork. I want to use text from file. And now I will do a series or a tutorial on how to set this up for yourself. I have some third-party programs that control all my stream donations and the text and displays it all up there. It renders them out to it puts everything in a nice text file, which we are going to pick up and read from. Let's see here. Which one am I? Oh, that's right. It's on my other drive. Private share. Stream stuff, and there's a lot of crap in here, I know. We're going to go under follow alert, Twitch alerts, log. Followers today, followers to date, last sub, top donator. Where is my donator? Follower dates. Hopefully this is the right one. That seems like a different file. Let's find out. Yeah, that's the wrong file. Okay. Properties. Let's find the right file. You in the red shirt. This is your fault. Just obligatory. This is your fault. Why? I have no idea. Alert. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Logs. Subscribers, donations. Donation list. Boom! Look at that. Wow. Okay. So that's a mess. Well, let's turn the outline on a little bit. And let's tell it to not be so messy. And where is my scroll? We want to set it to scroll. Maybe it wasn't the list I wanted. It's been a while since I set this up, guys. I'm sorry. Donor list, last donator amount, last donator name, monthly top, recent donations. Maybe that's the file I'm using. Where are you? Hello? Where'd you go? Really? Uh-huh. This custom extensions, turn it off. Oh, okay, there we are. It's scrolling up the top. Cool. But it is way too big. So size 32 by 32, that's not going to cut it for us. We want to bump this up to, say, 100. Let's go 150. 150 sounds good, right? I think the height is good. And then let's change the color of it so it kind of matches what else we're doing, but not exactly. Let's make it pale yellow. Not eye bleeding yellow though, because that would just be evil and cruel, and I'm not a cruel person. And we'll change the font to something else. Not that one, because that is horrible. So that one, and I know you can't see what I'm doing, but you'll see it in a minute. Gimme Danger. I always like Gimme Danger. One of my favorite fonts. Click OK. Go to Edit Scene. Donator Stream. Let's drag this down here, which, wow, that's, we need to do a lot more than 150. Why did it go 127? Let's go 600. Okay, that's too big. So let's go 400. And let's go 45. Yeah, that works. That'll be good. Click OK. Boom. There we go. line it up. Let's play with that just a little bit more. And whoops, wrong button. I've been doing that a lot. Can you tell I'm rusty at this whole tutorial thing? Which again, I apologize. Let's turn that scroll speed up to something a little higher. Let's go 50. Boop. Excuse me. I really do apologize. I am so sorry. And let's go ahead and bump this up to 500. Because we want to take up a good portion of this area, but we're trying not to overlap like that, like it is right now. So 500 is just too big. Let's go 480. 450. There we go. That's good. That gives us some room to work. And there we go. We have the stream information flowing across the top of the stream right there. And we have an overlay. Let me get this out of the way. So, I mean, that's really all there is to it. And like I said, I will do a tutorial over the software that I use to make that overlay. Or not overlay, but to display my text and everything. That will be coming up soon-ish. But I mean, as you can see, there's really not a whole lot to actually. Why am I freezing up? I am locking up like a pro, locking up like a... Okay, guys, sorry about that. I'm not entirely sure why that locked up, but it did. But as you can see, there's not a whole lot to making an overlay. It is pretty simple. It's not hard, and you can do it with any modern software. I mean, Photoshop obviously is what I prefer to use. You can use Paint.net. You can use GIMP. GIMP is great. It has probably I'd say at least 95 to 99% of the features of Photoshop. The interface is a little wonky. It takes a bit of getting used to, but overall, it's a very powerful editor and is completely open source and free, like Open Broadcaster. And it's a great alternative to Photoshop, which costs way too darn much. Oh, in my opinion. Anyway, so I hope you found this tutorial useful. If you did, drop me a like down below. If this is the first one of my tutorials that you've seen, I urge you to hit that subscribe button, check out the rest of my content, and stay tuned for more because I've always got something going. And if you really, really, really love my work and you want to show your appreciation, support the channel, down in the link section below, there is a link to my Patreon page. Feel free to, drop a buck in there or whatever. You don't have to. It'd be cool. And you get some perks out of it. So just head on over, take a look, and you can decide for yourself. Anyway, guys, hopefully you guys are glad that I'm back, because I am sure glad that I'm back. And there will be more content coming. I'm continuing with my Skyrim series. I'm not going to be doing Oblivion anymore, unless if you guys watch it and you liked it, let me know, comments below, and I will continue that series. I'm probably going to be doing some Minecraft, because I just got done making a custom Modpack for Night Owl Gaming Community, which I am a proud member of. And it's kind of interesting. Got some oddball kind of mods in it. I'm thinking about doing a series over it. And of course, there will be more OBS tutorials, and I'm going to be, now that I'm feeling better, I'm going to be setting up a probably bi-weekly, because I think weekly might be a bit much, but a bi-weekly day to do a live Q&A over OBS and streaming, recording, all that kind of stuff, for you guys to pop in and ask questions, and I can help you out live, which should be fun. And I will put an announcement up here on the channel for that, and when it's going to be or when it's going to start. So keep your eyes tuned for that. And until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and found it useful. And I will see you next time. Until next time, have fun, and I'll see you in game. And that was not the button for stopping the recording. Rusty! Thanks for checking out my video. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share it with your friends and family. And until next time, have some fun, and I'll see you later.